Views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast.
Well, hello there, and welcome to this week's edition of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast. I'm John Engelman, and we are stacked and packed today. And we've got a sensational interview with Meredith Butler and Chef Mike Robertshaw of Pizzeria Ruby, where we go over a lot of things, including some breaking news. But before we get to them, good news. Top Chef NWA benefiting the Rogers Public Library Foundation is Saturday night, and we're giving away a pair of tickets. Ticket holders will enjoy a minimum of 4 dishes from the competing chefs, along with multiple past plates, signature cocktails, delicious appetizers, and decadent desserts. Y'all, that dessert table. Here's how to win your tickets. Go to the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Instagram and Facebook, and make sure you're following us, and then tag a friend that you'd like to take. We'll announce the winner on Friday at 3 p.m. on our social media. Since I'm only giving away a pair of tickets, the smart thing to do would be get your tickets now. We got a link to the tickets in our bio of our Instagram page, and if you're coming out, come find me and say hi. I'll be at the judges' table and would love to meet you. I probably don't have to tell you, but it was raining this past Saturday. No kidding. So the 4th annual Arkansas State Chili Championships in Prairie Grove got moved indoors to the Prairie Grove Chamber building. It's never rained at this event before, and inside, it was snug, but it smelled like heaven in there. The top 3 Arkansas cooks in this one automatically qualify for the Terlingua International Chili Championship in Texas. And if you've never been to Terlingua, Texas, then you might not know that it's known for 2 things: the Chili Championship and, well, the Chili Championship. Here are your winners. The overall winner was Tucker Snyder from Tulsa. There were 3 Arkansas cooks who qualified as well: Marty Williams of Rogers, Tracy Nelson of Prairie Grove, and Brad Anderson of Prairie Grove. Congrats to all. Also last weekend was the open house for the Golden Venue, admission and crossover in the Cants Shopping Center in Fayetteville. It's owned by Chef Todd and Nikki Golden of Mermaids, Isabella's and TJ's Sandwich Shop fame. As you'll recall, they had several big event spaces inside of Mermaids where they stayed busy, and now they've built out a space that was once El Sol and Girls Gone Barbecue. Chef Todd Golden's looking forward to getting the space filled with gatherings.
We're trying to get the word out so people, especially we've done some groups for years and years and years, and so we're hoping to get some of them, back on board, and then all the Christmas parties and holiday parties and stuff, but it shouldn't be a problem.
Speaking of the Goldens, according to the Fayetteville Flyer, they will have a burger spot in Fayetteville soon. It'll be called Big Daddy Burgers, and it's going to be located at the S-curve on Nelson Hackett Boulevard. It'll be open 7 days a week, with plans to open in early 2026 if things go according to plan. They are currently in a heavy remodel. Just across the street from there is Arsaga's Mill District, and they had their final service over the weekend. The building's been sold and will soon be a gluten-free and nut-free bakery called Dempsey Bakery. U of A grad Justin Murrah has taken over as the chef at the Stonebreaker Hotel. He's got more than 2 decades of experience spanning Michelin-starred restaurants and large-scale dining programs. According to the release, he's known for his precise execution, menu creativity, and team leadership. Faymosa opened over the weekend inside the Pryor Center on the Fayetteville Square. It opened in the spot that was formerly Tula. It is a brunch, lunch, and dinner spot. They did a really nice job on the build-out, and I can certainly see myself on that patio soon. Hey, if you were driving down MLK on Monday, you may have seen them putting up the Fuego's Tortilla Grill sign at the former C-Max location. The chain started in College Station, Texas, and is very popular in the Lone Star State. They're planning on opening in Fayetteville late next month. Shout out to our guy Sam Hoisington at the Bentonville Bulletin, as he was all over this one. There's going to be a new coffee and ice cream shop in downtown Centerton, and it's a project of Dave and Jenny Mars from HGTV's Fixer to Fabulous. This one will take some serious remodeling. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that. It's a block or 2 down on Main Street from Mars Mercantile, another shop of theirs. We'll see if we can find out when they're planning on opening. Chef Mike Robertshaw and his partner Meredith Butler aren't from the area. In fact, they met in Seattle and they're not from there either. By the way, Chef Mike will tell you about hanging out with some regulars at his restaurant there who happen to be in Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. Meredith will tell you her pizza crush, who, by the way, I will tag when I post this. I'm sorry, Meredith, not sorry. How did they end up in Northwest Arkansas? And what did they do once they got here? That's a good story. Also, they will talk about how they prepared for Pizzeria Ruby, having never worked in a pizza spot before. And finally, they're opening a spot called Pizza Lotti in Bentonville. Many folks are curious about when it will open. Chef Mike and Meredith will tell you when. One note for you, though, there is some explicit language in this one, so earmuffs for the kiddos. Okay. Thanks for tuning in.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Welcome back. We are at Pizzeria Ruby here in Great Johnson, Arkansas, and we are with co-owners Meredith Butler, Chef Michael Robertshaw. How are you guys?
Fantastic. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
welcome.
I mean, we were right during lunch right here, and you guys are, I don't know, just trying to get another restaurant together. And just back from vacation, you're like, hey, I got a good idea. Let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
That sound good?
Yeah, it's a vacation. I only got pulled over twice.
Good for you. Yeah. That's a good one. Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. I know you have zero free time.
Oh, you're good, man. I'll make time for you.
Oh, it's very kind of you. I would love to find out how you two met.
Okay.
You want me to take this one?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm already excited.
I know, right? Let's see. I had just opened a new restaurant in Bellevue, just outside of Seattle.
Yeah.
On the other side of Lake Washington.
Sure.
A place called the Heath. It was at the Heathman Hotel.
Okay.
The restaurant was called Trellis for a chef named Brian Schieser. Wasn't for me, but there was a bar down the street. There was an Irish pub down the street that we frequented when we got out of work. And let's just say this one had a penchant for Jaeger bombs, as did I.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're so delicious.
So we drank Jaeger bombs, and then she started quoting fucking Ron Burgundy Anchorman to me, and I was like, all right, well, we're hanging out. So
you're never leaving my site for the rest of your life.
So I made her dinner. I invited her over to my shitty little apartment in downtown Seattle to make her dinner, and I was broke as fuck. So I think I had maybe $9, and I went and bought like a manager's discount fucking whole chicken and made her a roasted chicken, and she never left. Yeah.
Pretty good.
It must have been a good chicken.
It was great.
Here we are, 20 years later.
It was a really amazing chicken.
There you go. Jaeger bombs. Could you have one now?
I could not. Just I have my sous chef drinks Red Bull all the time, and I even get a whiff of it, and I'm just like,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Some rough memories.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was much more resilient in my 20s than I am in my
We all
40s,
were.
let me tell you.
Yeah. You say rough memories. I'm like, what memories?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what memories? Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now, you
The
guys,
formative years.
you guys are not originally from Bellevue. Tell me where you're from.
No, I grew up in Maine. So I grew up split between Portland, Maine, and Boston. So
Okay.
my father's side of the family, all from Boston. My great-grandparents still have the house there.
Nice.
They're not with us anymore. My Uncle Bill lives in the house. So we spent, I'd say, 4 months a year in Boston. Father's side of the family was Greek. Mother's side was Sicilian. So 2 Easters every year. So every year was pasta on Catholic Easter, and then we'd have Orthodox Easter, which is different every year.
Same day?
Say again?
Did you do it on the same day?
No, never
Okay.
on the same day. So
Okay,
we do Catholic Easter in Maine, and then we go to Boston and do roasted leg of lamb,
Okay.
a full-on Greek Orthodox dinner.
Gotcha.
My great-grandfather on my father's side actually started one of the first Boston bakeries.
No kidding.
Lived to 106, had one of the biggest bakeries, like supplied the naval yards to the breads through World War II. I believe my aunt Valerie wrote a synopsis of his whole thing, and I actually learned that he had, I think, upwards of like 90 delivery vehicles.
Wow.
Delivery
It was a big
trucks. It was a
operation.
huge
Holy
operation.
crap.
but I only ever knew him as retired.
Oh,
you know what
I
I mean?
see.
He was
Yeah.
like he retired in the 60s. You know, like lived through the Depression, came over I think like 1916 or something like that.
Okay.
1917.
Yeah.
And just started. And they started one of the first Greek Orthodox churches in Boston.
No kidding.
Yeah. So they were a huge donor of the Greek Orthodox Church. So it's very
What a
embedded.
history.
Yeah. Yeah. And diehard Celtics fans.
Yeah.
Like
there you go.
diehard. So when the Celtics were struggling in 1979, they were like, let's just get season tickets and help them out at the old Boston Garden. They still have the tickets to this day.
No kidding.
My uncle still has the tickets.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Being from Dallas, if I had season tickets, I would have given them away last year. Meredith, where are you from?
Well, originally Lebec County, Kansas.
Okay.
So Parsons, Kansas.
Okay.
Which is a couple hours, really like north of here.
Yeah, Northwest.
In
Okay.
the southeast corner of Kansas.
How
So
did you end up in Seattle?
I know. Well, I graduated college, didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I went to Florida and lived with my best friend. We worked together for a while
Okay.
and found out I hated Florida.
That's not hard to accomplish.
I lived in Tallahassee. It was not the Florida experience I expected.
So you had a lot of experience with Florida man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly. And so anyway, I came home and kind of like, not knowing what to do next.
Yeah.
My sister had moved out to Seattle recently.
Okay.
And I went out to visit and then flew home, and my dad and I packed my car and drove me out to stay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up there. I just immediately fell in love with the natural beauty.
Yeah.
Like, I love simple pleasures,
Yeah.
and Kansas was a beautiful place to grow up.
Sure.
But I was like gobsmacked by mountains and coniferous rainforests and snails this big, and
Everywhere.
I honestly didn't
Yeah.
even know that existed.
Yeah.
And Seattle has like the number one amount of parks in their city,
Okay.
like per square
Interesting.
mile than any other city in the U.S. And
Yeah.
it's just that's really prioritized there, and so I think I just resonated with it. I'm like an outside person.
Excellent, yeah.
I love that. And
Right
so
on.
anyway, my brothers migrated here from Kansas
Okay.
City. And then I came here and I was like, wait a second. Like after being in Seattle, I was like, wait a second, this is actually really beautiful
Yeah.
down here in the
Sure.
Ozarks. And it became a possibility
Yeah. Yeah.
over time.
So, Chef,
Yeah.
obviously you've got a food background on your family, in your family's history, if you will, as you've already explained. Is that what got you into food professionally?
I would say so. That my mother. It was
All
mom. But dad wasn't around. He worked a lot. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Sure.
So mom always tried to feed the three of us, my older brother Derek and my little sister Steph. So every night of the week it was coming home and her trying to put something together. So it was always watching her struggle to get that done, where I really kind of took a shine and helped. And there's pictures of me standing on a fucking stool stirring marinara. Mom would make red sauce for a Sunday to make pasta dinner, and it would start Saturday morning. You know what I mean? So
Of course.
We'd have pancakes, and she'd start the sauce, and we would eat tomorrow. So it was always like, always helping, always snacking. You know what I mean? Stealing whatever I could.
Hell yeah.
It was kind of that. I just kind of fell in love with it. But I also grew up in an era where it was like, fucking Craig Claiborne books were on the shelves at my house, and there was, Graham Kerr and the Galloping Gourmet and, Julia. And it was just like, PBS was my favorite thing to watch. We were poor as fuck.
Yeah.
We didn't have any money.
Yeah.
It was PBS and local stations. So it was like, the great chefs of the world.
Yeah.
It was like seeing a French flat top when I was like 9 years old. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, man.
It was just the coolest shit ever. It just kind of, it just really, I was an awkward kid, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, it felt right to me,
Yeah.
creating and bringing joy, for some reason, I'm my mother's child, man. Always taking care of everybody.
So you, out of high school, you're like, okay, I'm doing it.
Well, I didn't even graduate high school, but I started cooking early, and
Yeah.
I was a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Growing up,
I get it.
I
get it.
Say they don't like it when you fucking light people on fire on the bus. You just do not want to do that stuff. Don't call me fat, bro. So needless to say, I didn't make it past about 10th grade.
I understand.
Then just started literally finding chefs. I started at a young age working for some really talented people. I Worked at a place, like one of my first real formative jobs, at a place called The Good Table in Cape Elizabeth, which is still there today.
Oh, wow.
And I learned by cooking fucking brunch. Don't even get me started, John. Don't get me started. I can't tell you how many eggs I separated and butter I clarified.
How did that not chase you away?
Oh my God, I loved the insanity of it. Me and one other guy named Danny would do $10,000 brunches, just the two of us.
Stop
Thanks,
it.
Ben.
Oh, dude. And we're talking coastal Maine, like Cape Elizabeth, a half a mile from Two Lights State Park.
What year is this?
This was 1996.
So 90s, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 90s.
Yeah.
96 is probably when I started cooking.
10 grand brunch in the 90s?
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, and we were high. We were Danny was a stoner. Like, he would sneak out every 5 minutes getting high. But man, watching that guy cook home fries and fucking pancakes was incendiary. Like, it was amazing.
My God.
Yeah.
So, how did you get from there to Seattle?
So I had been working, I was staging some places down in Boston when I was still in Portland, so I was kind of going back and forth. Checked out New York for a bit to look at some stages. Never really took a job. Also, the big fucking city, I was just kind of over it. Yeah. Seattle, I actually, oddly enough, I was reading, I don't even know if it exists anymore, but it was Chefware magazines. They used to do these like spreads of all these local chefs, and I actually had worked with Todd English in Charleston, down in Boston for a little bit. And it was right before I got there, but they got the cover. Like, they got the cover, and then in that magazine, there was a fucking advertisement for Calphalon pans from a female chef out of Seattle. What was her goddamn name? At Flying Fish.
Oh, yeah.
It was Chrissy. God, it'll come to me eventually.
We have Calphalon at my house, but go ahead.
Yeah. So she was like, this picture of these funny, goofy-ass pants, like, on the beach in Seattle, like, holding up these pans. I was like, I want to go there.
Yeah.
And then I started reading this woman named Antoinette Bruno, who has a website called Star Chefs.
Okay.
Formed it way back in the day, early 2000s, and I started reading articles about William Belikas and Scott Staples and Ethan Stoll, all these guys, and Tom Douglas, all these guys are doing this really cool, Dungeness fucking crab and seafood and gooey duck.
Oh, yeah.
It seems so fascinating. So my girlfriend at the time had a friend that happened to be living out there. It was having a baby. She's like, we're going to go visit. Let's just move. Let's just move out there. So we loaded up my hunk of shit Volkswagen Jetta.
Had a baby.
No license. It had been taken away from me at that point.
Sure.
So she drove the whole way. You're familiar with that.
Yeah.
And this was in 2004, mind you, after, cooking for probably 7 or 8 years around New England.
Okay.
And it happened to be at the very time the fucking Red Sox were in the ALCS against the New York Yankees.
Oh, boy.
We were down 3-0.
Yeah.
And I was in Tennessee when we won the first game, driving across the fucking country as we came back and beat the Yankees, stopping at hotels every night and getting everyone in the hotel involved in being a Red Sox fan.
I believe that.
It was amazing.
The Yankees are not hard to hate.
Fuck the Yankees. The Yankees suck.
God, I love that.
Yeah.
I love
So
it.
anyway, I got out there and beat the streets, man, and ended up working for 2 of the people that I had read about on Star Chef. So I ended up working for Scott Staples at a couple different places, his restaurant Zoe, and then I helped him open Quinn's Pub, which was lauded as one of the best gastropubs that had opened at that time. We opened in 08, I think, somewhere around there. 08 or 09 we opened. And man, it was real deal, busting your ass.
Yeah.
High-end food. The chef that was there at the time, he actually just left Chicago. He's a Michelin 2-star chef.
Yeah.
And we were doing fucking crazy shit. We were swinging for the fences, man.
Yeah,
Sloppy Joe.
Oh yeah, the wild boar, Sloppy Joe. Yeah.
Wow.
And everything you could do with foie gras, we did with foie gras.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
And getting that first interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Boston. I saw you in a magazine. I'd love to work for you. How does that work?
Nobody gave me a job. Nobody would give me a job. Nobody knew who the fuck I was. I'd worked for like Rob Evans in Portland. Like nobody knew who I was.
Yeah.
And ended up going to Mistral, where William Belikas was the chef. And he happened to be in Thailand opening a location, but his chef at the time, Charles Walpole, who's still a good friend of mine, I would walk in there and be like, man, I'm new to town, like I want to hang out. He's like, well, we got no work for you, but fucking come down to the market with me. My first introduction to like the Seattle culinary scene was Charles Walpole, who was one of the best chefs I've ever known.
Yeah.
Walking me down to the Pike Place Market with a fucking 2-wheel dolly, going to Frank's Produce on the corner across from the fish market,
Unbelievable.
and hand-picking fucking produce and walking it back to the restaurant on Second and Bell. And it was just like,
Your eyes had to be shooting out of your head.
Yeah, this is what I'm fucking doing.
Magical
This is what
stuff.
I'm doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny that Zoe actually happened to be right next door to me, Strahl, and I took a job working at Zoe because they weren't hiring, and I would just go back and forth and hang out over there at night.
Yeah.
You know, I think we played cards. I think that was the first time I ever had a 54 Rothschild. Like it was, we had Chateau Margaux, 54 Margaux.
Oh.
That somebody had bought an extra bottle for, and I remember being 24, 25, like, what the fuck is this?
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was wild. It was a good time. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I guess.
But again, broke as fuck.
Yeah, the entire time.
Yeah.
Of course. So, you get things open there.
Yeah.
She comes here.
Yeah.
Tell me about that transition, because you're still there, if I've got my math right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had committed to opening a restaurant for a really dear friend of ours. And I mean, per construction and opening restaurants, it was delayed like not months. It was delayed like
It was probably about over a year.
A year and a half, something
Yeah.
lengthy.
Which we've learned our lesson from hiring people too early when opening
Right.
a restaurant.
Oh,
We'll
right.
get into
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so we had some flexibility, and he had committed to that,
Yeah.
even though we were kind of thinking about migrating this way.
Yeah.
And so I went ahead and came looking for a house, and I found one like right away.
Yeah.
And so then, as soon as we got into
What
that
year
house,
is this?
oh, I'm not.
You came in 2013.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
You could still get a good house for a good price, right?
Yeah, no, it was a great. Yeah, we got a great deal on a house.
Okay,
and
good.
that's why it was so quick, and it's a lovely neighborhood. But
Yeah.
we're still there now. But
Well, in all fairness, I think we may have broken up at one point. I think
Oh,
you
for
went-
sure. Yeah, there's been many
We've
of
broken up
those.
probably 8 or 9 times in
Yeah.
4 years. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think she broke up with me this morning.
can't get enough.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming back.
Fucking asshole.
It just keeps.
Anyway, so yeah, she was in
Anyway.
Kansas City, and then she can't get enough of me, so we just talking back and forth. She tells me she's moving to fucking. I'm gonna go check out Garfield. Ryan and Bryce had moved down
Yeah.
there. Her 2 older brothers.
Me and my brothers were like working together from home. One of my brothers is an architect, and the other one was working with his company.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were like wakeboarding on their lunch break.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't take much to convince me
Right.
after experiencing that. And I
Yeah.
mean, the beauty here was
Right.
pretty staggering.
They do have a nice place in Garfield.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And her
I
brother's
mean,
the kind of guy that's like, yeah, go ahead and take the boat. It's like, I'm not fucking
I'm
driving
not touching your
man.
boat.
Yeah.
That's scary.
No.
No,
Love
but
it.
it was easy. It was like, I mean, really, he came to visit in the midst of opening a restaurant, and so has like, there's 0 extra hours in your week or
Right.
pleasure just for fun. So he
Right.
came here, and I just like drove him through a drive-through liquor store, which he'd never seen before.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
literally drove right out to Beaver Lake and just tossed him in, and he was like, "All right, I think maybe like this could work."
That's
Coming
great.
here.
That's great.
And so he just starts looking.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just started looking. Actually, I responded to a fucking Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
And that's how it all came to be.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah.
And what was that first job? Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I, as I'm looking, I told her, like, there's no way I'm moving to fucking Arkansas. Like, I'm not coming.
Sure.
I just opened, we had just got listed as one of the top 25 brunches in America.
Yeah.
Right behind David
It was
Chang.
going well.
Yeah, right behind David Chang. Like,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
Restaurant Rue that I opened with my friend Matt Lewis.
Oh yeah,
in
Restaurant
Seattle.
Rue, delicious.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. We were doing really cool shit. And I was like, I'm not going to leave this. You know what I mean? But Seattle just started getting I started to fall out of love with Seattle. Just the city life.
Gotcha.
It's
I
a
get
thing. So I responded to a Craigslist ad. It's like looking for a chef for a farm-to-table concept in a renovated old church. And I was like,
yeah.
that's fucking
That sounds
interesting. That's
neato.
interesting.
Yeah.
So they get a call from a chef that opened Rubicon in New York. I get a call, and he's like, hey, did you send in a resume? I'm like, why am I talking to you right now? Not thinking anything of it. And then I get a call from my friend John Sundstrom, who's a James Beard award-winning chef in Seattle, owns restaurant Lark. He is the epitome of Seattle food. He's still doing it to this day. And he's like, hey, I got a call from a buddy of mine. They worked together in New York back in the day. He's like, says you look at it. I was like, yeah, why do you know this? He's like, well, he saw you were in Seattle. He knew I was here, so he figured I'd ask. I was like, he's like, gave me a glowing recommendation. And he's like, I get contact from somebody like, hey, we're in Arkansas, we're a new startup, hospitality group, we're looking to hire chefs. I'm like, it's odd that you mentioned that. Like, my partner's already there. Like, I can come down over Thanksgiving and do a tasting if you want. And they're like, absolutely. So I come down, short-lived Thanksgiving trip.
Yeah.
And ended up this one taking me around to like Tags and like I'm trying to put together this, I was running a Creole restaurant, so Southern food was not out of the realm of what I know. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think there's a good correlation between New England food and like Southern food. You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay.
It's just the value of the land and fucking making product, getting out of its way. Right?
Making simple, epic shit. They just do that there.
I came for the fences to do a 6-course dinner. It was what, like 7 or 8 people, including you?
Yeah, I think that was like an 8 top.
It was weird. It was a weird in somebody's house.
We didn't know anybody.
We didn't know anyone.
I'm sure.
And there's these 2 young guys. Everybody was looking at them. It's like, who? Like I didn't know what's
Who are
wrong.
these tall gentlemen?
They're wearing LLP sweaters and like they just seem like who the fuck are you guys? And I really didn't know anyone. And
suspicious.
Yeah, and then I ended up doing the dinner, knocking it out. They loved everything. We chatted, and then I had to fly back to Seattle the next day. And I got a call from Rob Apple saying, "Hey, we want to offer you the job." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Who are you?
Who like that sounds great. Him and Mike Abb were the people that started Rope Swing Group.
Yeah,
and it was us. It was Mike Abb, myself, Matt Cooper, Rob Apple. We were like the 4 originals, a part of Rope Swing Group.
What a team.
But yeah, I got the packet that was like, do not discuss Walton family business. Like, that was the fucking Waltons. I had no idea who it was. It was Tom and Stu. I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they brought me on. I moved down here in April of 2015.
Okay.
And then, things were delayed, and we went from there and opened the new press room. And
dear family, I have moved to Arkansas.
Yeah. So it ended up being a job looking for the preacher's son, and ended up getting pivoted to transitioning the press room and opening that. I took on that monster.
Yeah. How long were you with them?
3 years.
3
I think
years?
from 2015 it was almost 3 years, a little bit under 3 years. I think I left in fall of 2017. I had a family tragedy that just kind of put shit into things in a little bit more perspective for me. But also like I don't know, with differing ideologies when it comes to hospitality.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Absolutely.
I definitely learned a lot business-wise while being there and learning how to budget and forecast and pro formas and things like that. But just the soul of hospitality is what I was kind of missing. So it was an easy part to transition.
Well, and then that transition happens and turns into food trucks.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Where do you begin?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't even know what happened, really. It's a blur.
Yeah, after my mother had passed.
Yeah,
which is
his mom passed.
My mom passed in 2017.
We were like, it's time to go on an epic journey.
Yeah.
And I'd never really explored New England. Even after all the years we've been together, we just were always on the grind.
Yeah,
like never had time to go up there. If I got back to visit from Seattle, I was visiting my family.
Sure.
In Kansas and here. And so we just made the decision to go explore.
Yeah.
And
I brought in New England for the first time, and she always talked shit about how, I went to KU, I know about Italian food and cannolis. I was like, the fuck you do? So
it's true.
It's
true. I thought I'd had a cannoli. I had not had
drove her ass to the north end, double packed on fucking Hanover Street, and I was like, now go in there, take some cash, get some cannolis. I think I have a photo of her taking her first bite of a Mike's cannoli.
Oh yeah,
with her eyes just.
Insert photo.
There it is. Yeah, right.
Seriously.
I definitely have that
was
somewhere.
like it was an enlightening moment in my life, and I'm not joking.
Spiritual.
Yes.
Yeah.
100% spiritual.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we try to get up there as often as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you come back, and I know we had talked about it, but the heat of the food truck.
Oh God, it was brutal. Yeah, we got back, so we went up and did my mom's memorial, and we had just mailed in. What do we have? $10,000. I think I cashed out my retirement, which was all of like $5,000.
Yeah.
With my final check from Rope Swing Group.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that.
Okay.
And then
we bought a trailer.
We just rolled it into a food truck trailer.
Yeah. So the food truck was actually purchased. Our good friend Rafael Rios at Yayo's.
He's the best.
His friend had a food truck trailer that they were selling, that we ended up buying it. I did all of the work myself. I equipped it. I put it all in.
Yeah.
You know, and my great grandmother, my yaya on the Greek side, used to call my mother Persephone. Because my mom loved flowers.
Okay.
So always like, oh, Persephone, what are you doing now? Persephone, what are you doing now?
Yeah.
Again, I have it tattooed on my hand. So after my mom, who loved Greek food, you know, and really kind of dove into that whole culture as a Sicilian woman, we decided to call it Persephone on Wheels. And yeah, it just
Mediterranean inspired.
Love it.
It was wildly
hot.
delicious.
Yes.
But also uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable.
As food trucks tend to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put an open Euro broiler and 2 fryers and a flat top and
You
a
are Euro
little
now.
8-foot hood and a 14-foot trailer.
Insane.
Yeah.
And so where were you all posting up?
We were in Rogers
Right by
at
the
Fat
original
Tire.
Fat Tire. It's like closer to the bike park down there.
Yeah.
It's directly across from the rail yard
it's
park
torn
now.
down now.
Yeah.
But it was standing there. We were sitting right there and then used their backyard kind of at their shop for seating, and it was a very darling, like very charming set.
Yeah. Is that where Trash Ice Cream is now?
It's
Yeah,
about a
kinda
block
across
away.
the way.
Okay.
We were on. It was on Arkansas Street.
Okay.
We were,
Oh yeah. Okay, great.
Kind of next to the Jiffy Quick there.
How long did it last?
Till COVID hit.
Yeah, I mean, we were in that trailer stationary for a while,
Yeah.
and then when we decided to expand and do a second food truck, we bought a mobile truck, and so we took Persephone on the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Persephone was actually on wheels.
Yeah,
How about
it was
that?
on wheels.
Yeah.
We
Fox
were
Trail.
outside Fox Trail after their opening.
Yep.
Fantastic, went really well.
Great
and
spot,
then we did holidays in Fayetteville a couple of times,
With
and
Hannah
we
from Maxine's.
frequented
Oh,
Pink
there you
House
go.
Alchemy in Fayetteville.
Did the Roots Festival every year.
Heck
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
So got around.
Until Jeremy and I were like, do we have to do this again? He's like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my dearest friends, but I think the last Roots Festival was so damn hot, he and I ended up hanging out together on the floor in the walk-in at the library, at the Fayetteville Public Library, like, I can't do this anymore, bud.
Need a minute. Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, COVID hits, slows down.
It slowed down considerably. We had 2 food trucks at that point, and we were partnered. Kyle Reedy, him and Cass, and there was another partner involved as well. Did Moonbrock.
Okay.
And I had known Kyle from just Bentonville and kind of hit him up when I heard they were doing it because we kind of needed a commissary kitchen.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be right around the corner. We had another food truck called 3 Cents an Acre, or it was a Creole food truck.
Okay.
We had parked in front of Ozark Beer House or Ozark Brewery. Andy and Lacey are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We love them, but we were there since 2018 to 2020. We ended up shutting down, so we had to shut down both trucks. In 2020, we closed because it was cold. You know, January, February, usually 2 months to do it, and then we were looking to reopen in March. And what happened in March of 2020?
The world shuts down.
So we were actually talking when we were looking to reopen in 2020. We were speaking with a man, Morgan Hooker, from High Street, who
A regular.
who passed a couple years ago. He developed a 1907 building. High Street did a bunch of development up there.
Sure.
And we were talking about doing something up there with them, and he was always telling us about this Johnson. I'm like, what the fuck? No. What the hell is Johnson? No. He's the reason we actually decided to look at this space. You know what I mean?
He believed before we believed.
Yeah,
Okay.
he believed. He was always so optimistic, you know what I mean? And I didn't believe him. I was like, bullshit. Like, this is no way.
Listen, it's back then, we're talking 4 or 5 years ago. It's a big jump.
To honestly
it's a
see
jump.
the vision for what this could have been, I wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm a chef. I'm a cook.
Yeah.
You know, a practical guy. Like, I can't see that shit.
Right. 100%.
So he had the vision for it, and he talked us into it. We started negotiating terms on a lease down here I think our first email correspondence was in February of 2020. And then in March, my response was, I don't want to talk about this right now. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
They're coming up with PPP money. We're trying to pay our people. We're trying to survive. Like, we didn't fucking know. Nobody knew what was happening. And then we picked up conversations again in July of 2020, and that's when the lease got signed in the middle of COVID. After they had let us out the first time, they're like, no, just kidding, go back in.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then, so we started construction in October, and Meredith and I were like, we ain't doing shit. We can't be there. There's COVID going on everywhere. Like people are just dropping and dying everywhere. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
She's like, all right.
I was like, we can't tell anybody.
Yeah.
We're traveling.
So
we like packed up the car like so that we could camp and stay away from people.
Sure.
And then we were just like, when we get to we're going through New York, we're going to go through Boston.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Because cities were shut down, but it had come back a little bit where people had figured it out.
Sure.
People were doing spacing and figuring out how to let people in their establishments, even just one at a time.
You guys could have had at least 4 tables in here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know, right?
Yes. I mean, people were doing it. And so we're like, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to experience some stuff. And there's not going to be a whole bunch of people around us. But
Well, I'm part of the decision to kind of put all of our eggs in this, the pizza basket, if you will, was just like still the uncertainty, the social distancing and everything. It was just like, pizza is literally the only fucking recession-proof food there really is. No other, department of hospitality, food, culinary, whatever, puts so much emphasis in like takeout packaging. And making sure the product is good. It's the only business we could do that we could just sell food and still be able to, pay our bills. So we sold everything. We sold all the food trucks off. We sold all the assets. Took all that money and just like, if it wasn't for, PPP and being able to get like a small business loan at the time because we were a functioning business. And, we lost a lot of money. So, we got a small business loan and that's what helped us launch this. You know what I mean?
My gosh.
Yeah.
You make your way out of it. What does it take to get those doors open?
Man, it was rough.
it was hard fought.
It was hard fought. But I'm also a controlling asshole, so I had to have my hands in every bit of it. And if you can imagine, Meredith and I sometimes butt heads on things, but at the end of the day, we trust each other.
Sure.
That's
everything.
Me and kind of the operational food side of things, she definitely has probably one of the more advanced palates of anybody I've known.
There you go.
Which is good to bounce ideas up, but sometimes I'm like, just get the fuck out of my way. You gotta learn the line dance. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think a winning combination was like my, unwavering need to make sure we're putting out the best product and her ability to market and design and all the lights in here were from her and her family and the looks, the bowling alley tops that I had to go in the middle of COVID drive to St. Louis in a fucking U-Haul truck to pick up 9-foot slabs of old bowling alley.
I needed to be old.
Yeah, I spent the entire summer of 2020 after we signed a lease in July driving around Missouri and Kansas and going down to Oklahoma to pick up used equipment so we could equip this thing for as cheap as possible. We've changed a little bit since.
We basically had to spend the first successful couple of years replacing every piece of used equipment. That's how that goes.
But getting the doors open, it was fine. We were able to do like 2 weeks of soft openings, inviting friends, and my good friend Sean Traxler helped with the bar.
Oh, he's great.
He, my sister was here in the beginning helping everything out, and I was in here. One of my old sous chefs from the press room came down to help open it. Tara, who's still here to this day, she called me on opening day. She had taken another job and hated it so much.
Oh boy.
She lasted 1 week and I was like, can I still come? And I was like, absolutely. Her and I had opened Boca together. I helped Keith and Mike open Boca. And I had hired Tara after she had left the Hive. And she was working for Matt McClure. Still there. And we've been kicking it ever since.
Yeah, man.
She's
great.
She's a badass.
It's great. You guys have probably not even been open a year where people are like, I wish there was something like this up north. Something like this in Benton County.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. People were coming, like, the first, I was on the expo station for the first 2.5 years we were open. Yelling, so it was a different vibe, you know what I mean?
I'm sure.
We've dialed it, again, MMFE, maximize motherfucking efficiencies. Having me here is not maximizing the efficiencies.
No, that's not maximizing the efficiencies.
That's fair. Well, now you're going to have to because you're opening up a spot up north.
Which is happening slower than I want and faster than I want.
Okay. That actually makes sense. That makes sense. Well,
I think we're in a good spot, though. I think Ruby's has kind of become its own identity. You know what I mean? And it's an incredibly special place. I'm still here putting my hands in it every day. You know what I mean? But I try to let my team kind of run with it and give them a piece of it, and That's part of being able to maintain your people and keep your staff. You know what I mean?
So important.
Yeah.
That's so important. I know. And listen, I've talked to people that have changed their menus and taken off popular items that are just too taxing over a long period of time for their staff.
Well, and that's, my philosophy behind this. I've always swung for the fences. I did it with I've done it with every restaurant I've been,
Right.
But I'm a little bit older now. I finally hit 40 when we opened this place. And instead of letting the menu drive the staff, I let the staff drive the menu. And what I mean by that is, like, if we don't have the people do it, we don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I don't want to stress people up to the point and put them into an uncomfortable position, because when you're uncomfortable in what you're doing, you're not going to be as efficient or good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes it's about repetition and they get bored, but it's like, you throw them a special now and again, and it's like not a fucking problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So.
Well, and before we get into Pizza Lottie's up north, the word of mouth in this place, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Probably unlike any place I've seen in Northwest Arkansas over time.
Well, again, I attribute to Meredith's voice on social media, but also to our staff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think our staff, they haven't all been great. You know what I mean? But even once we parted ways with, we've done it, respectfully. We've done it to try to set them up for the future.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We don't try to do anybody wrong.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of people return, that have left, but we really count the success.
Yeah.
It's all them.
Yeah.
It really is. We have definitely have a very clear vision.
Yeah.
A very clear passion.
Yeah.
And intensity.
Yeah.
Which can go many ways.
Sure.
But
Goes
the
with
intention is really we live in alignment with the intention, and that's that we want to take care of people.
Yeah.
And radical hospitality is a real theme here, and that extends from one pizza to the person walking in the door that can't wait the wait. You know what I mean? We want to make sure people come in and feel good. That this is just like walking into someone's kitchen.
Yeah.
That it's how people gather in homes and they flock to the kitchen and the food and everything, and that's the feel we want.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
That's great. And now, Pizza Lottie's.
yeah.
Tell me the thought behind that. Now, I know it's going to be kind of near Crystal Bridges. It's on the John DeShields Road and part of a big development there.
Yeah.
Crystal Flats.
Yeah, Crystal Flats.
Yeah.
I've been to the Red Kite Coffee there several times.
Yeah.
I've usually had them there with my computer open, trying to figure out how I can make this shit happen.
The little girl that it's always the same little girl working the front. I've forgotten her name, but
talented.
she's great. Yeah.
She's actually really good.
Yeah, she's great.
Mm-hmm.
She's great. So tell me about Lottie's.
Well, you want to talk about the name?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
We get a lot of questions about doing a different name, and that's really, it boiled down to us talking about it, and we don't know what the prime business move would have been, right?
Yeah.
So just ride out a successful brand.
Sure.
But to us, our vision has always been, this is going to be a legacy restaurant that we want to last beyond us for people in their memory making, and so it's a neighborhood shop. She should have her own name.
Yeah.
And then the other neighborhood shop that's going to have differences,
Sure.
and how to serve the people of that area should have its own identity and its own name. And so we wanted that, and we stuck to our guns on it. And I think we came up with something lovely. We want them to be like sisters, not twins.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
cousins, not twins.
Ruby's is a family name on my side, and
Okay.
Lottie's is actually her grandmother's name.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So
Very cool.
and Lottie had a bunch of antique stores in Kansas and in
No
Missouri. You know what I mean?
She'd have booths all over the place. She
Nice.
would, really great taste, and an awesome little lady. And she graduated college. She was a school teacher. She raised 3 awesome kids, and I love to follow in her footsteps. Her and my grandpa were a little adventurous for Parsons, Kansas. They were entrepreneurs too.
Yeah.
My grandpa was a TV repairman until he decided he wanted to be a farmer.
Heck
And then he just went and became a farmer. And so it's I just love that old, make your life what you want it to be.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty cool. So
That's
she's
real cool.
definitely an inspiration.
Boy, that man repaired more tubes and TVs
Yeah.
back in the
Right.
day. Oh, those things would go
Yeah.
out all the time.
Yeah.
And I actually like the idea of changing the name, because for me as a chef, you see it all the time. Where it's if we had opened another Pizzeria Ruby's, the first comment is going to be, well, this isn't like the original. Well, it's fucking not the original. It's the same exact recipe, but it's a different place. So
Yeah.
It's different
not,
people. It's different hands.
Yeah,
We don't want it to be.
Look what Mark Iacono went through when he opened Lucali down in Miami. It's it's not the same. It's not the fucking same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in a different state. It's in a
Yeah.
different area.
Right.
You know what I mean? The expectation, I think people want to hang on to the name being as the quality, but I think putting faith in marketing and word of mouth, whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's still the same quality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we got
100%.
more space there.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going to be able to do some other things that we can't do here.
Yeah.
It looks big from the outside.
Like,
It's big.
we can't take cash here because we have nowhere to count it. Like, it's
glad
just
you brought
one,
that
it's
up.
one
Yeah.
open room.
Yeah.
Nice
There's
catch.
that too.
We skipped right over that, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good catch.
yeah.
Good catch. Well, so menu the same? Menu going to be different?
Menu will have a lot of the same kind of core pizzas, but we are going to be doing slices all day up there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, we'll do our classic, Ruby's house, or we'll just kind of decide what we're doing.
Yeah.
We are able to separate. What we did different there is we were able to separate takeout and in-house dining.
Sure.
So the restaurant portion of things is going to be roughly the same size as Ruby now.
Okay.
But then there's a whole separate entrance where we have a deli cooler and we'll sell retail pastas.
Nice.
And we'll have prosciutto if you want to come and grab it. You got to keep in mind there's 1,200 residents right behind us. The closest grocery store is Walmart over on A or Central.
Yeah, I think so.
That it's on.
Yeah.
Central, I believe it's on.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing specialty.
Yeah.
There's nothing specialty about it. So we have product. We buy product in bulk. Why the fuck wouldn't we offer it?
Yeah.
As a
great.
retail version, but
Sure.
also you can come in. We're gonna have a couple sandwiches. We're gonna be able to do, breakfast sandwiches is I want a New England style breakfast sandwich. Like I want
hard roll.
egg and cheese on a hard roll.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Cooper Sharp American hard roll. Like we want to try to have some fun with it, and being able to have flexibility gives us a lot more options. You know what I mean?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's
So,
great.
but also we let the neighborhood kind of figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We guide them in the right direction, but we're gonna wait
It
and kind of see.
becomes what it becomes
It does,
because of how it needs to evolve.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to stand in the way of that.
No.
Sure.
We're like
That's how you
are
build a
very
timeless,
firm,
organic, following. Yeah.
very firm in our goals, but at the same time, like we're both very open to pivoting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
How many times have
We've
we-
had to.
Yeah. you do have to.
Yeah.
I mean, like
We
it or
do
not,
have to.
right?
Pretty sure I've changed
Keep
the layout
climbing.
of the dish pit here like 9 times.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
you can't be too. You actually can't be too stuck.
You can't be too married to an idea.
Yeah, you just can't.
No, I got it.
Back
I
to my
got it.
Field of Dreams philosophy on
Yeah.
restaurants, right? It's just make good food, they will come.
Yeah,
100%.
But also don't suck.
and
Mostly
also
don't
suck.
suck.
we're
Yeah.
pivoting again.
There you go.
Pivoting. Don't
There you
suck.
go.
We're pivoting.
Yeah.
So, are you guys looking at a winter opening? Are you looking spring? Where do you look at?
I mean, we're being told that we should have CO by the end of the month, but that doesn't mean we'll be opening anytime soon.
Yeah.
I mean, now we're running into the holidays. I think we're in agreement. We want to get it probably at least doors open before the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think at this point it's looking like December. I just don't know when yet.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If I could softly get the doors open and just see how it goes
Yeah.
before Christmas when everybody else is preoccupied.
Right.
Yeah, we
Right.
kind of
They're
like that idea.
gonna fucking know
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's all right.
You guys ready to talk food?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Let's talk food. We got that. The Mike England Home
Favorite.
Pro Tip of the Week. That's coming up next right here on the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas.
Let me show you something.
Connect with us at Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Facebook and Instagram, or by email at flavorsofnwa@gmail.com.
It is now time for the Mike England Home Pro Tip of the Week, and for that, Chef Michael, sir.
All right. So, quick dinner tip of the week. My go-to as a young Italian boy who enjoys spice and pasta,
There you go.
and be able to put it in a coma, is a sausage bolognese. Not technically a bolognese, it doesn't cook for days, but typically what I like to do is get a package of like hot Italian sausage, cased or not, either way, you're just gonna brown it in a pan. Get a can of like whole stewed tomatoes and crush them up by hand.
Yep.
A little bit of garlic, a little onion, kind of sweat it in there, and then just a box of rigatoni, and then just kind of make your quick a la minute brown sausage, braised tomato, good Parmesan, rigatoni, toss it together.
A little cream.
A little bit of cream, a little bit of chili flake, a little bit of butter.
Oh,
you
chili
know.
flake for sure.
Can really make it a little bit more unctuous and kind of delicious. Yeah, that's the best dinner that can be.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Absolutely.
And a game changer, the Calabrian chili.
Oh.
It's kind of a relish that you can get at Trader Joe's. It's like literally worth a grocery
We need
trip.
a
The,
Trader
the one
Joe's.
around the corner.
Yeah.
The
Drive
one
2
around the corner in
hours.
Tulsa.
Get the Calabrian chili jar.
Now, why don't we have a Trader Joe's here?
I don't know.
Actually, you want a quick dinner tip? Get a Trader Joe's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can make this happen?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you can save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. Just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
By the way, in case you skipped the organ donor PSA, quick note for you here. If you're not an organ donor, please go to organdonor.gov. You know as well as I do, I say it every time. It's so important. And I had someone right next to me tell me earlier, no one's going to want my organs, but he's a donor.
Yeah, you can have them.
You can have them. No, you're both donors.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't need them.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Heart, liver, kidneys, intestines, lungs, and pancreas.
I just hope if you want my organs that you're ready to deal with what this fucking brings.
The consequences.
The karma with the kidneys.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
That's it.
He's going to last beyond all of us.
He is.
Probably.
I know. Yeah. My father lived to 85 because he was pickled.
Yeah.
Organdonor.gov is where you go. You can also hit the health app on your iPhone. Thank you. And, of course, old school, DMV, if you're out of state, if you're here, Department of Finance, go in there, let them know you want to be a donor. Thank you so much. And we are back, and we are talking food. Guys, are you ready?
It's the perfect song for food.
What's playing?
Is this my girl?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Who is it?
Jennifer Hudson.
J-Hud.
What was that movie? Dreamgirls.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Dreamgirls.
All right.
She did with Eddie and them. Yeah.
All right. Sony Music, don't sue me. Here we go. Appy's Iberico ham bruschetta. We had that. I came here a month ago and ate with you guys.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So good. Tell me about it.
Well, I've had her like every day.
It really is something.
All right. So for me, I was just kind of thinking about fall snacks. Like I always try to keep the menu rounded out. And just,
sure.
You know, for me, it's not about padding checks. It's not about adding money to checks. It's more about the offer, you know what I mean? It's more about the journey that you can choose to the menu. Like you can come here and get a bowl of pasta and a salad. You can come here and get pizza, pasta. You can come here and just get a snack and a fucking meatball. You know
Unbelievable.
What I mean?
The salad.
For me,
Caesar salad meatball on top.
Quince is like it's that quintessential. You know, apples and quince for me when the fall haven't happened yet. My God, I'm ready. Almosties. Anyway, so quince, we have this beautiful quince paste that I've always kind of used for products and things like that. It's it's a Spanish style quince paste, and we make our bread in house. And honestly, I got the Iberico because one of my purveyors had bought too much of it. They're like, hey, I'll give you a hella deal on these 6 Iberico ham legs. And I'm like, I fucking love Iberico ham. Acorn finished Spanish ham. My chef friend Joseba was part of the people that helped bring it from Spain to America.
Wow.
So we were able to get like raw Iberico pork at a few places in Seattle. And I got to tell you, it's some of the best. Like, the Harvest Vine was his restaurant. The first time I ever had Iberico was I think 2005, and he sent out a plate with probably 8 ounces, just so much Iberico ham.
Yeah.
And I almost got sick, and I've loved it ever since. Anyway, we take this Iberico, and I really didn't expect it to sell as well as it did.
Oh, yeah,
Because we went through those 6
down
legs in the first 3 weeks, and now I got to pay regular price for it.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Woof.
And it's roughly coming in at about $42 a pound.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is not cheap, but it is.
It's so good.
It's so buttery.
It's an experience,
the fat. And that's the thing. Like, I want to try to let people experience these things. We've had people come back because they love Iberico or they're going to Spain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just a very simple house-made ciabatta bruschetta. And I think as an Italian restaurant, like, there's this preconceived notion that bruschetta has to be this, tomato-laden thing. And it's not. You know what I mean? It's literally just a tartine with whatever the hell you want to put on it. That's the bruschetta of the day. Technically, it's just grilled bread. You know what I mean?
So good.
So putting that on was just kind of I thought a fun, indulgent thing to see if people would enjoy, and they truly did.
Boy, did they ever, huh?
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Got to talk about Mama's Meatballs. Going Staples here.
Oh, Mama. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, so Mama's Meatballs were my mom always made the meatballs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hers were always lauded as the best in the family. Love you, Ma, but I'll take that Pepsi challenge.
Come on. Come on, girl.
Yeah, they were pretty amazing. Part of the making sauce on Saturdays and going to Sundays was always the meatballs going in the sauce Sunday morning and braising all day.
Yeah.
From raw to the sauce, just literally simmering in the sauce all day. Man. My God. And my brothers and I, like, we would fight over that shit.
I'm sure.
We'd be in there pulling sausages and meatballs in the pot, and my mom had this long wooden spoon called a kutala the Kutala hurt.
It's a baseball bat.
It hurt. Yeah, I got that on the ass, the neck, the back, the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing beat the shit out of me while I was in her sauce. But it was worth it.
Yeah, man.
It was worth it.
It was worth it. So the meatballs, we wanted to do something to kind of represent her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great.
Nice bread was the same thing. You know, Mom's. Anytime we go over to Mom's house for dinner, we go, Ma, what do you need? Stop and get some nice bread, Michael. Get some nice bread. You know, whoever it was, my brothers, my aunt, whoever, my cousins, get some nice bread. And what she meant was like, stop and get a fucking loaf of Italian bread. Not like sliced sandwich bread. You're gonna come over and bring a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she always called it nice bread. So that's why we have this nice bread on the menu.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to jump into the non-alcoholic beverages real quick.
Yeah.
That we were talking about. Sicilian soda.
Oh gosh, they're so good.
Never had one. What are they?
So they're literally just a company out of Sicily. I think they're out of the Campania region.
Okay.
There was an import from one of our purveyors. I had seen them before, and I think we tried one for the first time when we were up at, was it DeFaro? Where the hell were we when we tried the lemon one for the first time?
I don't remember which pizza place it was, but it was in New England.
Yeah,
Okay.
it might have been in Connecticut. I think we might have been at Frank Pepe's or one of those places we were trying pizza.
Yeah.
And we tried the lemon version. I was like, holy shit! Like this is the brightest, most beautiful like Sicilian lemon I've ever had.
Nice.
You know, you get those like liqueurs and things like that. It's just like.
Tastes like can.
It's almost like the thought versus the actual product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've had one.
Yeah.
I don't
Never
get it.
again.
It's just not my thing.
So,
I don't know.
needless to
People
say-
swear by it. And I'm
I
just
know.
like,
It's not for me, man.
Not for me
No,
either.
it's not
I
for
don't
me.
get it.
So I just our purveyor was able to bring in some other different ones. So we had the lemon and the mandarin to begin, but now they got the pomegranate and it's the blood orange, and
lemon,
the pomegranate one that we have as well.
pomegranate.
Great.
So phenomenal. Yeah.
That's great. Speaking of phenomenal, I have to ask about that Amarena Cherry Italian cream soda.
Yes.
Is that made in-house?
Yeah. We make the puree in house as well. So we actually buy the cherry. We go through so many goddamn cherries.
Yeah, we go through a lot.
It's insane. We buy
You know
number
the
10
delicious
number 10 cans.
cocktail cherries you get that people give you sparingly, one tiny precious cocktail cherry.
Yeah, we throw that shit
We
in a
just throw
blender.
it in a blender and just blend it up to puree. Put it in anything.
Yeah, I
It
think
Cost
just
me damn.
makes
Let's go.
everything good.
I think we're paying somewhere around like $75 a can for those. And we
Yet
just,
again, we want you to have an exceptional experience.
For
pretty
sure.
good. Back to the Field of Dreams, man.
Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
That's great.
Use good product. You
That's
know?
great.
Yeah.
I got to jump into the pasta, and I'm going to start with something that accidentally became a favorite in the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas household.
Yeah.
The Pomodoro. We stumbled upon that, and it became a to-go item for us pretty consistently there for a while until we thought, okay, let's mix in a salad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So good. So good. Tell me about it.
So, I mean, you know.
It's a Sunday sauce that you've been talking about.
Well,
but
it's our marinara sauce.
It's
you know
so
what I mean?
good.
So it's just got.
We start with tomato selection.
Great tomatoes. We
Yeah.
use a Bianco de Napoli. Chris Bianco is a restaurateur out of Phoenix.
Okay.
Owns Bianco de Napoli. Well, he owns Bianco Trattoria in a bunch of places in LA and Phoenix, and he's lauded as like having the best pizza in the world.
Yeah.
He's an old Italian guy who
Incredible
moved to Phoenix from New York and started making pizza in the back of a grocery store. But he partnered with De Napoli, who are a long-term tomato grower. And when we were blind tasting tomatoes in the beginning of putting this together, mind you, during COVID, I locked myself in my house for a year and a half making pizza.
Dear God.
Like, I didn't even know how to make fucking pizza.
Yeah.
You know, I was a chef. Like, I knew how to break down animals and do, you know, beautiful tasting menus.
Sure.
Fucking with pizza in Arkansas, I never thought to do that.
Yeah.
So we just ate the same pizza every day. And when we blind tasted tomatoes, 40 different cans of tomatoes.
There were a lot of tomatoes kicking around.
And blind tasting, the Bianco tomatoes were hands down the absolute best. And
beyond. Like there was nothing to compare.
There was nothing to compare. It's just this fresh tomato flavor that's just out of this world. And we actually have a relationship with them now.
Good.
We use a lot of their tomatoes.
It's great.
So it starts with a great tomato and the marinara sauce. And then, you know, in Italian households, like the secret Italian way of doing pasta is always putting a pat of butter on the noodles before you put the sauce down. To get that really like rich, unctuous, like buttery flavor with tomatoes. There's nothing better.
That is the Mike Engelman home pro tip number 2 right there.
Yes.
That's what that is.
Glaze your noodles with a little bit of butter and pasta water before you put the sauce on it. Ooh, my goodness.
Yeah, man.
So we glaze our noodles with a little bit of butter. So it's just very simple, you know, house extruded pasta that we do is semolina and 00 flour. We have a really cool, you know, pasta extruder over there that, you know,
You were telling me about it earlier. It's like when I said that to you, you're like, oh, it's just real simple.
Yeah,
it's the ingredients.
Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, that's what was beat into
It's
my
the
head. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good flour. It's patience. It's we do everything. We weigh all of our pastas in grams.
Sure.
It's the same thing every time.
The new rabbit and wild mushroom marsala.
Yeah,
My man.
That's me trying to continue to sell rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite proteins. I actually love it.
Okay.
It's super sustainable, really healthy. The hardest thing for me was trying to get people to buy it here because I think they're so used to just shooting them and then eating them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you go over to Europe or Italy, like they don't eat chicken like we do. They eat rabbit. You know what I mean? Like rabbit, I think is the number 2 protein.
I'm pretty sure.
Eaten in Italy. You know what I mean? It just cooks really quick, so we wanted to do something, and Meredith actually helped with old rabbit company from here. It used to be called Pelfrey's.
Yeah, they're huge.
Huge. Yeah, we used to actually get their rabbits in Seattle. They weren't the best of quality, but a new guy would come in and take over we had met when we had food trucks. This guy named Brian, and Meredith actually helped rebrand the company.
No kidding.
So she rebranded the whole thing as Natural State Rabbit. And has helped them the whole way and try to get rabbit into all these chefs' hands here. And
they're just launching now. There was a big pause. There was a rabbit shortage for a while.
Okay.
Top news, you know. And anyway, they kind of went researching on how to build out their own grow facilities and stuff with an Italian rabbit company, and have learned a lot and are improving their programming all the time. And they work with all local growers of this region, and it's a really cool program. Rabbit Biologicals is the other side of their company, and the biologicals go towards some of the top vaccines in the world.
Wow.
And so like the things that you don't know about your own backyard, you know?
I had no idea.
on earth?
So it's really there's so many layers to why we love it as a protein.
Well, it's funny.
One of them is no waste.
The guy that bought the company, actually, when I found out who he was an MIT grad who lived in Boston. And I was like, why the fuck is there an MIT grad coming to slaughter rabbit? It seems like the weirdest shit ever. And I heard about the biological. I was like, that makes sense.
He traveled the company, traveled country looking for the right company to really go after and grow. And it was a pretty cool thing to be involved in the handoff at the very beginning of that because we had a museum exhibition at Rogers, that museum in Rogers, and about Pelfrey, the history of Pelfreys and everything, honoring what the family did. I mean, they started with 2 New Zealand white rabbits in California in a backyard. That's literally how the company started.
Wow.
And are still thriving today. So
what
really
a history
cool.
lesson.
Yeah, backstory, but they're trying to do a bunch of new things, direct to consumer.
Wow.
With rabbit and everything right now. So they're launching right now.
Needless to say, I love rabbit.
Yeah. So we're on board. We love rabbits. Yeah.
So, again, coming into fall, we want to do something. I didn't want to do, whole eggs. Didn't want to do that. So we just kind of decided we don't have a lot of gluten-free options here. Yeah. And it's really hard to offer here just because of the way this restaurant is built, the way it's designed.
Can you walk in the door?
No. If you're celiac, I would avoid it at all costs. We've turned a lot of people who are a little more gluten sensitive, gluten intolerant. We ferment our dough. We use high quality product. It's not like shoving down some Wonder Bread. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's really, almost, but not all the way naturally leavened. You know what I mean? We use a very small amount of commercial yeast. So it's a little easier on the digestion, I think, that people are really used to with pizza. But again, if you're a celiac, don't come here. Before
in the air.
Yeah, before Conifer opened, my good friend Matt Cooper over there, who is celiac through and through, came here in the beginning and helped us kind of do the table layout, just kind of helped us in the front of the house a little bit. That poor son of a bitch, he looked like a raspberry wearing a mask. I'm like, Matt, get the fuck out of my restaurant.
Just keeping the gluten in, in the mask.
It's dude, you can't. He wasn't okay for 2 months out.
He was miserable.
Just
buddy, I appreciate the sacrifice.
Yeah.
Jesus, get out of here.
We love you, bud.
Yeah.
Just get out.
Shout out, Matt. Appreciate the help, buddy. Stay the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so I thought it was just a good version of doing a polenta dish. So it's gluten free. You know what I mean?
It's great. It's great.
It also gives my cooks something. That's the other thing, you got to keep your cooks entertained. These young kids see everything all the time, and it's keeping them engaged and keeping them, present with food and like
100%.
doing cool shit. Like it's, you can't do the same thing over and over again. I know that through and through as being, I'm still a cook. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm still learning. I'm not a chef. I'll be a chef when I die.
Yeah.
I'm still learning every day. You know what I mean?
Got to.
This place teaches me every day.
Yeah.
So giving them, some versatility in what they cook really helps kind of keep them engaged and keep them in.
Yeah.
It's fun for me to teach them new shit.
That's
so.
great. We were talking earlier about when we were eating here, I don't know, a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And we had the Watertown pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And I was looking at it. You're like, hey, pick out a pizza. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, well, I like everything on here. I just don't know if I like it all together.
Yeah.
And then we had it on the pizza, and it was outstanding.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I took some home, and of course, it didn't last the day. Duh. But the specialty pizzas, that seems to be the case pizza after pizza after pizza.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So, a lot of these are just kind of flavors of that we like, flavor combinations that we like. Like the Watertown specifically is the town next over the town I grew up in Massachusetts. So Belmont, Watertown, Lexington, Battle of the Green. Watertown is a very large Greek population, but my mother's go-to pizza, no matter where we were, no matter where we got pizza, was always Italian sausage, spinach, and they always had the good feta cheese.
Yeah.
Which is that we have. Smoked feta.
You do.
So it's kind of in honor of where I grew up and in honor of my mother's favorite pizza that we did the Watertown.
So
the North End is the Italian area in Boston. You know what I mean? It's where you get cannolis. It's where you go to the Giacomo's and Maria's and all these places. And it's like we want to do a lasagna pizza.
Yeah.
So we use
all
our
the
sausage.
flavors of lasagna.
Yeah, so we use our meatballs, our sausage, the ricotta, the parsley. You know what I mean?
Sure.
A little bit of bechamel in there, and it's just like all of these pizzas just kind of lend to the Fenway. Is me growing up going to Fenway Park and getting the sausage and peppers, out on the streets from this big guy just yelling at people. When you're 6, 7 years old, you're like, what the fuck is happening? All you can smell is sausage and peppers on this big griddle.
Oh, amazing.
People yelling, everybody loves the socks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was always the sausage and roasted peppers, so that pizza was a version of that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Every one of the pizzas had a little bit of story behind it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
like
great.
the white pie was inspired by
Best Pizza.
Best
all
Pizza
day.
in Williamsburg in Brooklyn. A guy named Frank Pinello who has the pizza show.
My dreamboat hero forever.
We met him when we were up there last time, and Meredith couldn't recover.
It was COVID.
Let me get you straight.
Let's go into this.
Yeah.
Okay. It's probably the
Pearl
only
Jam.
time I've ever been starstruck in my whole life.
Yeah, that's great.
I had Pearl Jam were regulars at my restaurant in Seattle. Like, I've hung out with Soundgarden. We've had so many
Who's
people in
that?
here.
I don't
This
know.
one meets a pizza maker
I would've cried.
in Brooklyn. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
You don't
There's
bring up Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and move on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You just don't do that.
Nah.
Well, Eddie, Mike McCready, Mike Ness from Social Distortion are actually regulars at the restaurant I ran in Seattle. My good friend Carrie Harrop actually did PR. She was part of the original Sub Pop. Worked with Sub Pop, Bruce and Bruce Pavitt in the beginning. All those guys used to come into the shop and hang. McCready and Mike Ness were vegetarians. They would come get grits and eggs every Saturday morning.
No kidding.
Yeah, shoot the shit with them. Then Kim, the guitarist from Soundgarden, was a regular at a friend of mine's restaurant up in Seattle. That man loves foie gras and he loved to drink. We hung out with him one night, just getting wasted at this place called Sully's next door. And we're like, we're going to go to work. He's like, we got a European tour starting in 2 days. I was like, cool. Cool. And this, Christmas,
son of a bitch.
Chris was still around at this time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was pretty fucking special.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But this one didn't give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Frank Pinello though? Should I bring him? Should I bring him? We had a case.
We were leaf peeping. I had convinced him to leaf peep. Like the pizza we have on the menu.
Yeah.
And that's kind of against the rules in New England because they curse the leaf peepers.
What is that?
It's so leaf peepers whenever the tri-state assholes decide they want to come up to Mass, New Hampshire, and Maine and
see the
leaves that change because our colors are more vibrant.
And clog up all the roads.
And it's every asshole from Pennsylvania, New York, Jersey, Connecticut.
They're peeping the leaves. They're not driving proper.
We call them fucking leaf peepers.
Yeah.
So on the menu, the pizza's
That's
called
why it's
effing leaf peepers. Because we don't like them.
Yeah.
We don't like them.
Anyway, I convinced him to go leaf peep for me. The Kansas girl who'd never seen those leaves before.
Yeah, it is pretty special.
It is,
okay.
And so he did me that favor, but it was during COVID, so we didn't have a lot of human interaction, during this cross-country road trip.
Of course.
But it happened to be maple. It was Maine maple weekend.
It was
when we were
maple
in Maine,
weekend.
So we bought a case of Maine maple syrup,
Yeah.
which is my favorite of the syrups.
Yeah.
Over Vermont, over Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maple
the Maine is delicious.
So good. But we had a
Okay.
case in the truck that we were bringing back
Yeah.
when we were coming back to New York. And this one was battling with herself outside. After we met with Frank and chatted with him a bit. And this one
I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even speak.
Should
I'm
I bring
so
him back in a
ashamed.
bottle of syrup? Do you think he wants some maple syrup? I'm like, are you fucking
Do you
kidding
think
me
he would
right
love
now?
it if I gave him some syrup? And my anxiety was like, no, girl, you're never giving him syrup.
That's great.
He tried to pump me up. He tried to pump me up to go do
Should I
it.
go back in there? I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Anyway, an absolute meltdown.
It was fucking hilarious.
The pizza, though, that we had there,
It'll say,
just to
Frank,
come
if you
back.
ever see this, if you ever hear this, come on down
Oh,
to
boy.
Pizzeria Ruby. We
Please
got some
don't.
syrup
I'll
for
have
ya.
a heart attack and pass away.
Oh, I'm tagging him.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
do,
I'm
please
tagging
do.
him, yeah.
I love him so much. Such a sweetie pie. Such a sweetie pie. But I mean, seriously, the guy was like literally, I mean, he's on what, Vice? He
Yeah,
has a
Vice.
show on Vice.
Called the
But
Pizza
we
Show.
go to his pizza shop in COVID, and we're sitting outside eating slices on this, like, you know, he has a bench, you know, an old bench sitting there, and then like mismatched 3 lawn chairs. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe.
Yeah.
And then he walks down with like a whole crew of newbies
Yeah.
that he's training himself and talking about in front of us and sitting there eating pizza and just like horrified. I don't know. And he's sitting there talking to his people about like, okay, you know, and you every shift you want to make sure that like we're like washing the sidewalk and we're like positioning the chairs to look inviting, and you know, this is your people's first impression of us.
Yeah.
And he's literally speaking over like garage sale chairs and
Yeah.
but like with so much pride
Yeah.
and intention and
That's
passion.
great.
And that also was just like I was just more deeply and deeply falling more in love.
Yeah.
And that's
With
when I had
him
the
or
maple
fucking
syrup.
pizza?
Him.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
And then that's when I had the maple syrup meltdown. But the pie we were eating was literally the white pie. I mean, his white pie has a little sweet note to it.
Okay.
He thought to put sesame seeds on the crust,
Yeah.
which will forever be grateful for because it pulls it all together.
Interesting.
Like that nutty flavor around the edge.
It's absolutely fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Is that the top?
I mean, it's up there.
So yeah, the top. I think the white
It's
pie
a
is probably
sweet and
number 3 and number
salty.
4.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's our white pie, so no red sauce.
Okay. Right.
It gets our fontina fonduta, and then we do a blend of cheese. So it's fontina, whole milk mozzarella,
Okay.
ricotta, a little bit of pecorino on there, and then it gets topped with like an onion agrodolce. So yellow onions have been cooked in honey and vinegar, like a white wine vinegar. So this is really like sweet and sour, little pops of jam on top of the salty ricotta,
Creamy.
with a sesame crust. So it's just, you know, pro tip: add sausage.
Oh yeah, we love
Order the white pie,
Adding
add
Italian
sausage. The
sausage to the pie.
fennel sausage on there is
this sweetness from the fennel in the sausage with the savory and the sweetness of the pie. Is pretty
Pretty special.
Pretty special.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And before we jump out of it, I've got to hear what's on the effing leaf peepers.
Oh yeah.
I've got to ask.
So ideally, it was the concept of it was to be that of like going leaf peeping. So when you go, if you are from the area, like they stop like all the national parks in New England shut down on it was Indigenous Peoples Day, essentially. So that's whatever second Monday of fucking October. They close all the parks. So all you ever smell when you go out in the woods, you go to the White Mountains, you go up the Kankanagas Highway, it's fire, it's yellow birch trees, it's red maple, you know what I mean? So it's like this smoky, yellowy, cool thing. So what we did was took like a roasted delicata squash, so it kind of represents that yellow leaf.
Sure, okay.
Smoky ham, kind of represents that campfire aroma, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And then we do sage, which kind of represents the residual pine trees that are still green.
Is it like fried sage?
Fried sage.
Yeah.
So basically the pizza is like it's a white-based pizza that we make squash bechamel. So we make squash puree out of this cooked down butternut, and then we add it in with our fontina fonduta. So that's kind of the base, and then our white blend cheese, which is fontina, provolone, whole milk mozzarella, and then we do dollops of salted ricotta with Newski's double smoked ham, the roasted delicata squash, and then it gets finished with apple cider caramel. So we take raw apple cider from an orchard up in Missouri, Murphy's Orchards. It's a raw product which they can't sell to us unless it's frozen because of the wonderful FDA.
rules.
Yeah,
Boo.
So we get it frozen directly from them.
Okay.
And then we cook it all the way down until it makes caramel. So 2 gallons will make about 1 cup, maybe a cup and a half of the caramel.
Okay.
And that gets drizzled on the top to kind of represent that fall apple flavor. And then the green crispy fried sage goes over the top.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much does pizza weigh?
I know,
It's actually super light. It's actually super light, yeah. So everything we top on our pizzas, we use sparingly. We want the pizza to still taste like pizza.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want some bread bomb just covered in shit cheese and fucking pre-made meat nuggets. It's fucking disgusting. No offense, everyone else.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
Suck less.
Everyone else.
for those for those that are not specialty pie oriented, you get classics.
Yeah.
Pepperoni and
of
cheese
course,
and the sausage and cheese.
I mean, that's probably our preference.
Yeah.
Okay. Like when we go places and we're experiencing other people's pies, we really try to do topping very sparingly.
Sure. Yeah.
I wanted to open this place and only do cheese and roni.
Yeah.
I wanted to call the place
Cheese and roni. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the only 2 pizzas. And you go over 3 toppings, it's not a pizza anymore. It's a casserole.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
But, we use great grande cheese. You know what I mean? So it's one of the best cheeses you can get. And our pepperoni that comes from Iso Sausage Company.
Yeah.
It's the best damn pepperoni you've ever had.
We've had it.
You know what I mean?
We've had it.
We buy it by the stick and we slice it in house.
great.
It's just such a superior product to pre-sliced frozen, and just the way it tastes, like it's spicy. It's still done old world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just an amazing product.
Craziest order a la carte on pizza. I know you pump out so much product every day.
It's you know what? We don't really run into that very often. We've had
He strategically builds menus.
Yeah.
So people don't.
Fair.
So we don't let people kind of augment our specialty pizzas because I know better than you. I'm sorry. Yeah. And you feel free to
Trust.
go in the whole half
It's a matter
and
of
open your own
trust.
place.
So like the classic pies, they're not putting like 8 to 10 toppings on.
Right.
it?
No, we have
no.
limits.
Okay,
We have
good.
a 1 topping limit on specialties and a 3.
3 topping
I don't even
on a
know.
regular 3 out.
3 on our
right.
classics.
Yeah, if you can't get what you want out of 3 toppings on a pizza, you should eat something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, choose otherwise.
Yeah. So I mean, we kind of like we set it up where people can really get what they want and really kind of experience it, but it's just not. It's not a complete free for all. You know what I mean?
I get
I think we respect the ingredients enough to be like, just try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, if you want
100%.
salt, just fucking ask. It's not on the table because we don't have fucking room for it. But we have it
that's
available.
it.
Like, I don't give a shit if you want it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Adult bevies, you guys paid really, really special attention to.
Yeah, for
And I'm
sure.
looking at like one of the new things, the pistachio sour.
Yeah, that was all Jameson.
Baby.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that was Jameson's
That's a
baby.
good one.
Yeah, Jameson's been with us since the beginning. He kind of came to us he was in Fossil Cove, right?
Yeah.
Pulling beer for a long
tender
time.
for a long, long time.
Wasn't much of a cocktail guy, but like we were getting ready to change the menu, and he had an idea for it. And we used to have an amaretto sour on the menu when we first opened. Everybody fucking hated it. We sold so many of them.
The staff hated it.
Oh, I see.
Kind
The team hated it.
whip shaking the egg whites to get the sour.
Oh, so it's not like the Di Serono sour you make at home.
Yeah.
It's the real
labor
thing.
intensive.
Yeah.
It's not fast.
No, bourbon, amaretto, you know what I mean? A little bit
Egg
simple, a little bit
whites,
saline.
So we're like,
egg
let's
whites.
bring that back.
Yeah.
So we did it with pistachio versus using so typically we used an orgeat, it's like an almond. It's not really a liqueur. It's more like I don't know, more of an additive, I guess. I don't know what you would call orgeat.
I don't know.
It's
Simple
like a
syrup,
thick,
but
simple
nut.
syrup, if you will. Nutty.
Yeah.
So we made one with pistachio versus almonds, and it fucking
There we
came out
go.
great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
The seasonal vin brulee coming up at some point if it'll just cool off.
Yeah, I
if
know.
it'll
We're
cool
just
off, it'd be
waiting
great.
we're waiting
wine.
for crock pot weather.
I know.
So we're mulled wine. It gets a little bit colder outside. I think we want to be able to do like this really cool. We have great Italian red wines here, and I think we use it in the sangria.
Yeah.
We'll use it in the mulled wine. This beautiful Montepulciano that we've had for a couple of years now. That I think just drinks fantastic. Whether it's warmed, whether it's it's just a great kind of all-purpose wine, red wine.
Right.
And so doing a spiced wine, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Also gives people, we put heaters out front in the winter. You know what I mean?
Give something to warm up with.
Entertainment district out here, so everybody can drink. So
Yeah.
You know, go stand outside in the freezing cold for 2 hours and wait for your table. But here's some hot wine.
Yeah.
We really try to think about like some key experiences you have in culinary, and see like how can we translate that to like our programming. And like just last night we were at Cage Sushi.
Yeah.
They're pretty recently opened in Centerton. Delicious food. And had a little bit of warm sake, and it was like just starting to get a little cool for the evening.
Yeah.
We were gonna mostly order, just sashimi, and so it was gonna be a cold dinner, and just that like super warm with the cold.
Yeah.
And chaud froid.
Yeah.
And I love that experience here, and it's kind of rare in an Italian place.
If you know about anchimo, go and get the anchimo.
Yes.
It's a monkfish liver torchon that is the only place I've found it around here. They serve it as an appetizer.
So good. And hamachi, fried hamachi collar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nuclear. Don't eat it right away. Don't eat it right away.
Burned his mouth.
Oh, no.
But no, they do a really freaking good job.
Yeah.
That's kind of our secret out of the way places. So I usually have to ask her, like, do you want to go somewhere where people might ask us
about the
Ruby,
restaurant?
or do you want to go somewhere where they're definitely going to ask us about the restaurant? It's
Yeah.
like, we can either go to Junto, where they're definitely going to fucking ask us.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Or we can go to Cage, smaller mom and pop. Let's support them, and then maybe nobody will know us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she looked at me and goes, I haven't seen you in 2 months.
Yeah. Talk about your all-time ultimate backfires.
Girl.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
I'll be back.
I
I'm putting
get
it
it
in
all
my
the time.
calendar.
Oh, I get it all the time.
Every week,
I get it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Table shared drinks. We talked about this. The Luigi Giordano Brut Rosé Nebbiolo.
Oh, the Nebbiolo.
So good. That came to us by sheer happenstance. Actually, we did a benefit dinner for Apple Seeds back in September.
Yeah.
I believe it was in September. We've done a
End
bunch
of August, sorry.
Yeah,
end of August.
we've done a bunch of stuff with Apple Seeds in the past. They're a teaching farm here, and really kind of help with like, food insecurity and stuff with kind of the younger age kids, and they're just fucking cool people. Anything we can do to help. And we actually did like an opera dinner where we did a multiple. I think I did 6 courses. I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 seatings. It was ambitious.
It was.
The second seating went way better than the first, but
Yeah,
it still
that's
went really
how
well.
it goes.
But Danielle from Heirloom and Dan from Arkansas Wine and Spirits kind of already had a list. And like, it's funny, Danielle and I, we know each other. We're all good friends. Yeah. But like, I sat down with her for the first meeting. I was like, this is what I was thinking. She's like, yeah, you're thinking the exact same shit I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to let you try
So instantly you knew you were on the right track.
So that Nebbiolo, like we tried it. It was like the first time I'd ever had a Nebbiolo sparkling rosé. Like you very rarely get like a Nebbiolo single varietal, like heavy Italian grape in a rosé.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely fucking one of the most fantastic
That was the
things
most
I've had.
mentioned, probably most favorite of the dinner. We just heard it all night long.
Yeah, I think I did that one with I did with the Iberico ham.
Yeah.
With compressed melon, and what else did I do on that?
I think that was it. It was melon and ham.
Yeah, a little bit of our house-made ciabatta bread.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of the things I've started having recently in places, and I noticed you guys have it, is the affogato.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I love affogato.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Well, again, back to that word, chaud froid, if you will.
The hot cold.
Hot cold.
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough to get the espresso machine. We've been doing gelato since day one.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the espresso machine came from a friend of mine in Seattle, Brendan McGill, who owns Seabird. It was Cafe Hitchcock restaurant. He's a food and wine, King's Beard chef.
Yeah.
But he had a cafe he was closing, and he had this Bosco 3-group, which I love, like the old Italian lever style machines.
Sure.
He had 2 of them, he had a 4-group and a 3-group. We bought the 3, and Raphael at Yayo's bought the 4-group.
No kid.
Which is what he was running at Casa Magnolia until unfortunately recently closing, I believe.
I
know. Still sad.
I'm going to need that machine back now, Rafa. I'm calling. But man, it just pulls some of the nicest shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, the owner of the company is out of Milan, and like, you can still get in touch with Roberta. Like, Roberta Bosco will still answer the email. It's like, oh, what's wrong with the machine?
Yeah.
It's like they really give a shit about their
That's great.
their machines. It's
Yeah.
Makes
such
all
a
the
great
difference.
job, man.
Yeah.
Makes all the
Yeah.
difference. Where can folks find you?
Nowhere.
Online.
You still see me?
He has you've started pulling back with access. He's like, but we interviewed someone recently and he was like, you can't have my number, but you can have my sous chef's number.
Maybe,
Sorry.
not because I think I'm too good
too many
for
calls.
you, but it's too many fucking
Too many
calls.
calls.
I just meant online.
Oh,
Yeah.
So sorry.
I lean towards her on that one.
I wasn't gonna give out your number. Anyway, yeah, no,
What
we're
is-
both on the gram.
What is your blood type? No.
Right, we're both on the gram.
What are we, Pizzeria? What's
We're
our...
also just through like our website.
Yeah.
Like you can contact me through our website. His team is accessible. You know, his whole chef team is accessible at team@pizzeriaruby.com.
Yeah.
We put that out there for people to join the team.
What's our
Awesome.
Instagram? Just Pizzeria
It's
Ruby?
at Pizzeria Ruby.
Pizzeria
People
Ruby.
get that Pizzeria.
Yes.
People spell it pizza a lot. Yeah.
Pizza. Pizzeria.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks
This
for
has been great.
Appreciate it,
I've
man.
taken way too much of your time, but
Oh,
I
gosh,
appreciate
not at
it very
all. No,
much.
this is
I
awesome.
We all
kind of blacked out.
look at our
Yeah.
Flavors of Northwest Arkansas is on Instagram and Facebook as well, and TikTok at most of the time. We try. That's weird.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
It's weird.
I,
Don't
It's
be
so
a dick.
hard. Yeah.
yeah. Don't
Appreciate
suck.
it.
Tip of the day. Chef
Please tip your servers. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thank
Thanks,
you.
bud.